What if your next favorite ink isn't one you choose? What if it just arrives on your doorstep and surprises you? Today I'm unboxing a mystery box from Atlas Stationery that includes 3 full-size fountain pen ink bottles, hand-picked by their staff, so no 2 boxes are the same, just for me. So let's go ahead and open this one up and see what's inside. Before we dive into this box, let me just tell you how this is going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and open it. We'll look at the inks inside. We'll do some swatching. I'll compare it to some of the ink colors I may currently have to see how it matches up with other colors. And then we're going to talk about the value of the box. Now, I did buy the one-time only 3 fountain pen inks in here. And because I was doing a one-time only box, I did add in another ink, so there are actually 4 inks inside this box, but one of those is one that I bought separately, and we'll talk about that when I pull it out. But let's see what they sent me, because I'm really excited to see. Now, I think you can peek at the invoice, but I tried not to look at it to see what inks they were sending. But let's see. Here we go. I always love the way that they package everything. Getting closer. What is this about? Oh, their sidebox sale is coming up. I'm hoping to make it over there in person for that, but have not made official plans as of yet. So we're just going to pull out the ink bottles. I love that they're full-size ink bottles. I mean, I love the ones that come... I love the Ferris wheel press designs, so I can tell this is a Ferris wheel press. That is not the ink that I bought separately. I'm going to try and find that one really quick for you guys. I'm guessing it's just not on the end, because I know it's going to be in a smaller box. Oh, nope. Okay, it must be this one. Yes. So they had some of the Esterbrook Coffee Monsterz Co collab inks. Like they had gone out of stock, and then on a fluke, I just looked and this had come back into stock. And so I quick grabbed it. And I love the packaging on this. It's so adorable. Like, look at her little Coffee Monsterz Co guy. And the closure is so unique. And you have another guy on this side with the key. And then the name of this color is Forgotten Iced Coffee. And I love the way that she puts things in here. So this is the one ink I bought separately. So we'll swatch that one out in a minute. But let's look at what they sent me. My criteria that I gave them in my notes was just that I like variety and that I wasn't big on neon. I think that was about it I told them. So the first ink, because I already pulled this one out, it looks like it's a... Hold on, this is definitely like a Japanese or Korean ink. I think it says Taiwan there, so maybe Taiwanese. I'm not sure what brand this is off the top of my head here, so let's go ahead and open this one fully. I like the design in the box. It looks like it's going to be a really pretty pink, which I think will be great for spring. And I like inks, like the pink inks, more than I think I do every time I write with them. Oh, that's so pretty. I like the bottle. It's very simple, but I don't know. I love all the ink bottles. I love the variety that you get with them. But this label doesn't tell me other than Bougainvillea. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. But that is the first ink in here. So cute. I will look up what brand this is, because I'm sure that I should know this brand. And I'm going to put it up here for you guys. But I'm excited about that one. It's so pretty. I love the simplicity of the box as well. And this little monogrammed flower down here is super cute. Now, I'm guessing this is a Van Dieman because I have another one that looks similar in box to this one that I got myself at Christmas time. It is on the Encore series, which my other ink is too. Avant-Garde. Oh, I don't know what that one looks like. Let's just take a peek at the bottle really quick and see. Sometimes it's hard for me to get these open, so I tend to use my tweezers. I just kind of leverage it, and sometimes it'll pop up for me. Sometimes not, sometimes it will. There we go. These look like really ornate perfume bottles to me. So it looks like maybe it's a green. Oh, that'd be cool. That would make sense with the label. These are usually, the one I have is a shimmer, but I'm not seeing any shimmer through the glass, but this is a really thick bottle. Like the glass on it's really thick, so there might be shimmer in there. We'll have to see when we swatch it. But that one's so pretty too. I'm not going to close it all the way just because it was a little harder to open. And then obviously our last one is a Ferris wheel press. Oh, look at the back. Look. I just love their designs, and look at how pretty that is. Okay, what's this one called? Blue Revelry. I haven't been keeping super up to date on the new releases, so I don't know if this is a newer release or an older release, but this is so pretty with the kind of iridescent quality there. And it says 15-year, so it does have 2010 to 2025. I wonder if this is, oh, it says limited edition 2025. So fall in love with writing again. I wonder if this is their ink of the year. No, I think I had their ink of the year, and it was different. It was a pink one. Okay, I'm gonna have to look it up. Maybe it was just released this year, or was in honor of like their anniversary or something. These bottles are just so pretty. They're not always the most practical, but they're really pretty. Oh, this one definitely has shimmer to it. So blue, green, and pink, perfect for spring. And I think I got a variety of different types of ink here, so I'm excited about that. As far as them picking out inks, I think they did a really good job, and listen to me. These all seem like really nice inks. We'll go over the value at the end, but first let's swatch everything. I'm going to start with the 3 that were in the mystery box and then move on to the iced coffee from Coffee Monsterz Co. To swatch these out, I'm going to use a plastic bag to kind of make a big swatch so I can really see all the different properties in the ink, and then I'll be using my Kakamori dip nib to do a little bit of a writing sample. Not very much, just a little bit to give me an idea of how it performs in a pen in a general sense. So let's start with our lightest color, which is this one. Where did I put those tweezers? I shouldn't have closed it all the way, should I? So let's go ahead. Now I'm not seeing any shimmer, like I said, in here, but I am gonna just flip it a couple times just to make sure. I always think that's a good idea. Trying not to use a huge swatch this time. Oh, that's a very pretty color. I definitely like it. All right, I just had to look it up because I realized I usually, in my dip, write down what the name of the brand and the name of the ink is. So this is by Lennon. Lennon? Is that right? E-N-N. Toolbar, which is a brand I haven't used but was very interested in trying. So I'm really excited to get an ink from them. And Bougainvillea. I this seemed like a very wet ink. And so I think if I wanted really fine writing, I would need to really use the very tip here. But I definitely think it's a very pretty, very spring ink. Next, let's do the Van Dieman ink, which again, I don't think this has any sparkle in it. And this one is called Avant-Garde. I think I'm saying that right, but I could be wrong. Such a pretty bottle though. Oh, this is going to be a really pretty, like, it looks almost teal in here. I just have this feeling these two colors together are going to be amazing. Oh, you know what? This would look really, really nice in my Pilot. Oh, I guess it's more green than this one. I was thinking it would be really cute in this Pilot pen. It still might be. I might still do it. Because, oh my goodness, that's a pretty color. Very saturated and just really nice. Now let's see if I can do a better job writing this one. So this is from Van Van. Is that right? Is it V-A-N? Yeah. I just want to make sure I'm spelling everything right. This is their Encore series. And A-V-A-N-T. I'm not very good at getting precision writing with this nib. I need to work with it more so that I'm not just trying to do it on the fly, because I feel like I can write nicer with it, if that makes sense. Definitely a very, very saturated, very pretty ink. All right, our last one is this one from Ferris Press, which looks like it's going to be quite the color. I'm hoping it's darker than like Waringel's Wendy, but kind of has the same feel, because that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from it without having seen it before. So I think I've got it pretty well mixed in there. Oh, that's such a pretty blue. That is gorgeous. I'm going to love this a lot. Okay, so it had this little plastic bit that was in the cap, and I want to kind of keep it there. But I also want to kind of spin it a couple more times before I do the dip. So, because I can tell that a lot of things settled. And I know I have sparkle in here, I can see that, but I want to make sure that we have it in the writing as well. Okay, so Ferris Press, and let me get it off the box so I make sure I spell it right. Blue Revelry. So pretty. Oh, I bet you this would be a great match. I just ordered from them the Esterbrook Twinkle. And I think I have a fine nib on that, but I was thinking about ordering the medium because I'm a little worried that any kind of glitter ink might clog it up. I could be wrong, but this one is so pretty. All right, let's finish it off with that iced coffee from Coffee Monsterz Co. Okay, let's see if I can do the spinny thingy here. Hold on. Okay, which way do you gotta go? Do you go the other way? You would think I could figure this out. Oh, they tucked it under. Okay, I see. I'm trying to not like hurt the string, if that makes sense. So hold on. We'll see if I'm able to do this or not. Maybe I'll just do that. That seemed to work, kind of. Okay. I just think it's such a nice presentation. And this will be an Esterbrook ink, which I have some samples of some Esterbrook inks, none of which are brown. And I don't have a full body of any of them. This is a really cute label. I'm sure she created that special for this. And let's see what iced coffee looks like. Expect it to be a nice brown. Oh. It almost looks like a green brown. Interesting. Ooh, Esterbrook. Am I spelling that right? Hold on. Is that on the label over here? Yes. Forgotten. Iced coffee. This is a really cool color. Nothing like the other Esterbrook colors that I have, honestly. Because like I have, I think, aqua and like a forest green, but this definitely has a lot more shading in it. And I don't know, this might be a fun one to make like fake coffee rings on your planner with and stuff like that, which I'm sure was part of the intent. So I'm going to let these dry. I'm going to do up my coloring cards here off camera, and then we'll talk about everything when it's all dry. All of these colors are absolutely amazing, and I love them all like infinitely. I don't know that I would have picked all of them out on my own because I may have thought that I have something too similar to it, but I am so happy to have these all in my collection. They all feel like great base colors to have. So let's look at them in a little bit more detail. I'm going to zoom you guys in. And we'll start at the top here. So this is that Lennon, is it Leonard or Len? Anyhow, the toolbar one with the name that I also can't pronounce, which I think is a flower, but I'm not positive. So I did do the chromography paper, and I didn't really see a lot of variation in it. It definitely has a lot more, like a darker pink along the edge here, but it's pretty much just pink, right? Sometimes you get some really interesting ones, and when we get to the iced coffee, you'll really see that. But it's just a nice overall, I'd say a lighter pink, but it's not like baby pink either. It has more purple to it. So let's see if I have anything in my arsenal that might be close. So this is Venta's The Maiden. It has another name that I can't pronounce also. I think this, even the base tones of this is more pink. This is Robert Oster's Rose Gold Antiqua. Same thing again. This one just doesn't feel right. This one I think we're getting in the right realm, but the Robert Oster's Cherry Blossom is definitely a lot darker. But I think tonality, it kind of has that like muddy pink quality to it, like pink purple. Then this is Daddy Longlegs. It's closer than I would think, but this is definitely a lot more pink. This is Sailor's Mono Azuki, I think is how you say it. And this is more like brown than pink, and the toolbar is definitely more pink. This is Potpourri. Again, we're getting more of that muddy color. Not hugely off, but not super close. This is Pink Squirrel. Oh, actually, that's surprising. So let me see if I can show you this. So if you go with the darker area and kind of my swatch down here, they're pretty dang close. But then I think Pink Squirrel is close to like 90% of the inks. I don't know what it is about it. This one, we're starting to get more into the reds. So I'm going to say no on those two. This one, that's definitely more purple. This is more of like a hot pink. And then we really get into the purples. So I think really Pink Squirrel is probably my closest. I need to get a bottle of that ink because I think because I like the color so much, my brain automatically goes there. It's like some kind of subconscious bias or something. So next we have the Van Dieman's Encore. So I like the fact that they gave me a solid color ink, and our next one is a sheener. So it's a really nice green ink, like a teal green with a red sheen, but it's not like an overpowering sheen. Here it is on the Colograph paper. You get just a little bit of blue up here at the very top, otherwise a pretty overall green ink. And just a nice solid color. And here it is on the coloring paper. Definitely seeing a lot more of the sheen on here than I do on this paper. And this is my Ironful paper, which I've been using this year as my ink journal. So let's see what I have in the... I'm not sure if it's going to be my greens or more my teals, which I think my teals are with my blues. So I don't feel like any of these really come close. They're all more green. Maybe more towards, like, let's look at TikTok Croc. Those are comparable. This is more saturated and has a better sheen. This is more of like a brownish sheen, and it's much more subtle on TikTok Croc than the Avant-Garde, or however you say it. I think this one's way too light, but... you know, this is Sailor's Manyo Nagi, I think is how you say that. I always want to say Nagini after Harry Potter. This is the blue-green snake. Not too far off, but definitely different. And this is a very interesting ink. If you haven't seen me swatch this one, I'm going to link it up above because it came across this color on here, but a totally different color on the Ironful paper, which I found really interesting. This is a dipped in color. I think we're going more like blue green here. So I don't think I have anything else on that ring, but let's take a look. I think I have some teals in with the blues on this ring. And let's see how those kind of compare. Oh, that's definitely more blue. Where are they at? So here's Emerald of Chivor. Oh, that's, yeah, not even close. This is way more green than teal. Okay, that answered that question pretty quick, didn't it? But oh, it's just a really nice ink, and I think this is going to be great. It's going to be a huge asset to have for like holidays, especially like Christmas cards or writing Christmas notes. I think that's going to be amazing. Next, we have this Ferris wheel press one, which has some amazing glitter. Just so pretty. And the blue of it is just like this perfect blue. And so now you can see in the mystery box when I asked for variety and said that, you know, that was something I really liked. So they gave me a solid, a sheen, and a glitter, which I think is amazing that they kind of picked up on that. Here's the color, is it colorgraph paper where you can see the different colors. If I'm saying that wrong, I'll put the right thing here. Sometimes my brain just doesn't work right. But you have an overall, you get the glitter at the end, which seems to be like a pinkish color. It might be a dual shading glitter because I see pink at some angles and at others I see blue and purple. So I'm not sure if that's a color shift in the glitter or if there's different colors of glitter in there. And then for the color of the, like, that are in it, you definitely see this base really nice blue, and then there's a bit of like a teal blue at the very top there. So it's really interesting to see the composition of some of these inks. So let's take a look. I definitely have, I think, the most blues out of any color in my ink collection. So when I first saw the packaging, my initial thought was Windy Darling from Wearingeul. And it's not even close. Like, you kind of get this blue that's around the edge here. It's maybe close, but not super close. So here it is on the color rings. That's a little easier. So this is more of a purple type quality. And we're looking for more of like a solid blue. So I was thinking maybe one of my journalizers, like this Deep Space Aurora, which is a really cool ink, by the way. And these definitely share some similarities, but this is more of like, I don't know, it almost looks like a sky blue to me. And this is more of like a night sky, if that makes sense. Stargazer, I think, is going to be way too of a like blackish red, or blackish blue. Sorry, I was looking at the sheen. So I want to find something that's a little, maybe Color versus Monkey Head Nebula. So I think the glitter quality on these two is pretty similar, and the colors aren't that far off. So this might be a pretty comparable match for me. Let me know what you guys think on that one. This is Mystic Mountain, also by Colorverse. I think it's a little bit off, but not, like, they could be, you know, sisters or something. Hamlet is going to be too much of a blackish tone to it. It's still too. Here's Esterbrook. It's Cobalt. No, this is definitely more blue. This is going to be more light blue with the ice stamp. That's a Sailor Dipped In color. This is Dieman's Glacier. I think I'm really getting into the lighter blues here. Just kind of looking. This one, Kids on the Block. I'm not sure. This came in a mystery box from Gold. gold spot pens. So I'm not sure on the brand because it wasn't on the bottle, and there are a couple of different companies that have Kids on the Block, but that one, I think the base tones are pretty similar. This is a little bit more blue, I think, or more saturated maybe. This periwinkle. I'm just kind of flipping through here a little bit to see if there's anything that catches my eye. And I think that's it for that one. But I think this is going to be a great one to have in my arsenal. And like I said, I think this is going to be a good combination. And I did get this pen from them, so I wonder if they saw that and made that match for me, because this Esterbrook Twinkle with this color, wouldn't that be awesome? So I'm going to have to keep that in mind, and maybe I switch out that nib for a medium just for this ink. We'll see. And then, of course, we do have our last ink, which wasn't part of the mystery box, which is that Coffee Monsterz Co. Here is the swatch. Now, isn't that so interesting when you're looking at the color graph paper that you have blue in there? I never would have thought of that. And you have almost like a yellowish brown here and a darker brown. And then here it is on the coloring paper. And look at how cool this dried. I mean, iced coffee, she did so well on getting the color for that. I just think it's amazing. As far as colors that I have that might be close to it, this is Sailor's Kitsun. I'll butcher that name, but this is more of a reddish tone, and this is more of a definite brown. Sailing Stone I wondered about, and this is a little bit more reddish in tonality, but I think they're comparable. Chocolate Pudding, I feel like it's too brown. Chocolate Brown, too brown. So we need, this is Pilot's Iroshu. I wish I could say these names. I'm so bad at them. But those two aren't too far off. I mean, this is definitely a lot more saturated and everything, but I think they're closer than some of my other browns. This is Dieman's Nutmeg. Obviously, this has a glitter to it, but some of that base tone is kind of similar. Ferris Pressed Majestic Maple Syrup. No. And then I start going into more golds because I don't have a ton of browns because I have a hard time finding browns that I really like, but this definitely falls into that category. All right, let's talk value of the box. So I paid $50 for 3 full-size ink bottles. So if I were to divide that 50 into, equal parts, I would get around like between $16 and $17 per bottle. All 3 of these cost more than that. I wasn't expecting a savings because that's not really what this box is about. It's not about necessarily getting rid of inks that may not be selling. It's more of a mystery, and it's more customized to you personally, which I find amazing. The level of detail in it just blew me away, and how much they responded, and the fact that I think they looked at my previous orders to see some different things. And because I really feel like they picked inks that went with pens that I own, that I've bought from them. So as far as the cost goes though, so we have $50. Let me tell you the price of each one of these. So the Van Dieman ink, if I go into the store and buy it right now, is $26. It's not a cheap ink, but you do get quite a quantity in here. This is a 40 milliliter bottle. So we have that one at $26. The Ferris wheel press is a 38 milliliter bottle, and this one runs $25. And then our last one, the toolbar ink, this is the cheapest of the 3 at $20 and has 30 milliliters in it. So I'm getting a ton of ink here and a really good deal. So all combined, the actual cost of these three would be $71. So I actually had a savings of like $21, which is just like, I can't even tell you how blown away I am by this subscription. So if you are looking for an ink subscription, and I realize you may not want to get it every month because this would be a lot of ink to get every month, but getting one every now and again, I think it's amazing. I'd highly recommend getting something like this for a friend for like a birthday or a Christmas gift or something like that, because this is just amazing. And to add to the interest of it, you can actually do a few different things with their live sales. So you can ask them to pull it on one of their lives, because they have an order pulling video. I think it's every Friday, provided there's not other things going on. And you can watch them pull that, and like the audience gets involved and starts helping pick colors. And then they also do something called a battle box, where you can put in there that you want to do a battle box. And what happens is two people, like usually it's Hollywood and I think his brother, that go head to head, and they each pick out inks, and then the audience will, I think it's usually through Discord, comment on which box they feel is better, and then the winning box gets both boxes. So it's a little bit of a gamble. It's kind of fun. I might try it later this year and see what happens, but I just think it's a really cool concept. So I think out of all of the subscription boxes that I've tried for fountain pens, this might be my favorite. I do really appreciate the Gold Spot mystery dip boxes where you get really cool pens. I just did one of those and I love that pen as well. So it depends on what you want. If you want inks and you're not looking for something that's maybe necessarily a deal, I don't know that you would get this much of a savings with every box, because they're all custom to each person. And I was kind of honestly expecting some cheaper inks, but this is really a nice box put together. So anyhow, that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know what you think about this box. Have you guys ever tried it? I'd love to hear what you might have gotten in these boxes, because I just think it's really cool. So anyhow, that's everything for today. And until next time, I'll see you real soon.